So this is the last step, which is hanging the gates, except for the cleanup. And like we said earlier, what we need to do is make sure that the posts are the same height. So we're gonna do this, add your level, and you can see that it's very off at this point. So what you can use is either a block of wood. In this case, we have a special cap that's made for vinyl that we end up using. And just put this on top. Okay, and it's pretty good right there. Okay, so once we have that, the next step is you want to lay your gate. I would highly suggest laying it in front of the opening. The reason why you want to do this is, even though I own a fence company, I can't tell you how many times after the entire install, especially because you're going to be tired, this is all done in one day, where you put the hinges on the wrong side. So you want to make sure, and you can stand this up, put it right in front of the opening, and in this case we want to open this out this way since we have the decking over here and the stairs where that's going to be. So the hinges are going on this side, and they're going on, you know, on this face and on this side of the gate. And as far as spacing, typically we're going to put one about here. So it's going to be right in the center and about 2 inches below this, and then we'll do the same thing here. Now on here, when you open it up, they have these little lips here. That's how you want it to be pushed all the way over. You don't want it off because then it's not going to be as secure for you. So when you push this over, you want to kind of have the screw pressed against the left side, because if you put it more towards the right side, it's going to push this over, which you don't want. Okay, we have that. And the one thing I did not mention so far in this whole process is, and I put it in the fence buying guide for you guys, but you want to make sure that you buy the magnetic holders, the 5/16. The reason why is if it's not magnetic, the screws are going to constantly fall on you, or fall off of this, and you're just going to go crazy all day. Right there. Perfect. And then you can just finish screwing in the rest. If you want to come over here, what you'll notice is there's actually, the gap up here is slightly off compared to the bottom. And what we're going to do after we've set everything is at the end, we're just going to hit this post slightly to the left, so that way everything will look nice and neat for you. What we have next is your Magna-Latch or the Trident. It's both the same thing. It basically uses a magnet and you pull up. Basically, it's the safest one that you can use. It is the only pull code approved latch style. This is something you want to double check what you're doing as well, because you have two parts. And again, it's works by a magnet, okay? So this piece is going to go on the non-gate side. And then you have this piece here. So again, so this is what it's going to look like when you're done, okay? I can't tell you how many times you do want to line this up for yourself beforehand, because again, at the end of the day, you're going to be tired. And what you're going to end up doing is putting this over here and this here. It will work, but it's just going to look a little ridiculous. Whether it's Magna-Latch or Trident, it does come with keys for your wife. She'll feel much better. So you can lock these. They use the same key no matter what. So you'll get 2 sets in each one. Keep one on you. I would suggest keeping one on your key ring, because whenever you come out here, you're going to forget it. On this latch, there's 2 extra pieces I didn't show you yet. These go on here, okay? And same thing, you want to hold it up. And the way you're going to put these on, you have the little piece that goes to the top, slides right in, and a bigger piece at the bottom. The way you'll double check yourself is when everything's done, it's going to be sitting on here. And then we're going to screw in here as well as inside here, okay? Once you do that, you're going to be sliding this back on. And we're going to get that about flush where it needs to go. We're going to leave that alone, and now we're going to do this side. We're going to have this about there. Now, once we're done, we're able to move this piece out, okay? So we have it about there. Once we have it secure, now similar to the other one where you pull this up, the only difference is there's a little screw in here. Now it does say in the directions, you definitely, when you're not used to doing this stuff all the time, you definitely want to use just a manual screwdriver. You do not want to use power for this, because you might end up stripping the bolt. So because this was on an angle, we did have to keep this gap a little bit wider than usual, but this is fine. So this latches properly as is now. So you just want to make sure everything works. So you want a slight gap here, like you see. You don't want it all the way touching, because when it, between the summer and the winter, this will expand and contract. So you just want a little bit of space for yourself. So now at this point, no one can pull this out, and like same thing, it's always going to be safe for you at this point.